The Confessions of Saint Augustine, Book 1, Chapter 7. O God, hear me. Alas for the sins of humankind. A human it is who here bewails them, and you treat him mercifully, because you made him, though the sin that is in him is not of your making. Who is there to remind me of the sin of my infancy? For sin there was. No one is free from sin in your sight, not even an infant whose span of earthly life is but a single day. Who can remind me of it? Some little mite, who is a tiny child now, in whom I might observe conduct I do not remember in myself. What then was my sin at that age? Was it perhaps that I cried so greedily for those breasts? Certainly, if I behave like that now, really, not for breasts, of course, but for food suitable to my age, I should provoke derision and be very properly rebuked. My behavior then was equally deserving of rebuke. But since I would not have been able to understand anyone who scolded me, neither custom nor common sense allowed any rebuke to be given. After all, we eradicate these habits and throw them off as we grow up. Yes, but I have never seen any sensible person throw away good things when clearing out. So can we suppose that even in an infant such actions were good? The actions of a child who begs carefully for objects that would harm him if given, gets him to a tantrum when free persons, older persons, and his parents will not comply with his whims, and tries to hurt many people who know better by hitting out at them as hard as his strength allows, simply because they will not immediately fall in with his wishes or obey his commands. Commands which would damage him if they were carried out. The only innocent feature in babies is the weakness of their frames. The minds of infants are far from an innocent. I have watched and experienced myself the jealousy of a small child. He could not even speak, yet he glared with livid fury at his fellow nursling. Everyone has seen this. Mothers and nurses claim to have some means of their own to charm away such behavior. Is this to be regarded as innocence? This refusal to tolerate a rival for a richly abundant fountain of milk, at a time when the other child stands in greatest need of it and depends for its very life on this food alone. Behavior of this kind is cheerfully condoned. However, not because it is trivial or of a small amount, but because everyone knows that it will fade away as the baby grows up. This is clear from the fact that those same actions are by no means calmly tolerated if detected in anyone of more mature years. Your will is that I should praise you, O Lord, my God, who gave life and a body to that infant. You will me to praise you, who equipped him with faculties, built up his limbs, and adorned him with a distinctive shape, as we can see. You implanted in him all the urges proper to a living creature, to ensure his coherence and safety. And now, you command me to praise you for those gifts, and to confess to you and sing to your name, O Most High, because you are God, Almighty and good, and would be so, even if you had brought no other works than these, since none but yourself, the only God, can bring them into existence. From you derives all manner of being, O God, most beautiful, who endow all things with their beautiful form, and by your governors direct them in their due order. But it irks me, Lord, to link that phase of my existence with my present life, the life I live now in this world. I do not remember passing through it. I have to rely on the reports of others concerning it, and I can only infer from my observation of other infants that I went through it too. Though certainly this inference is well-founded. As far as the dark blank in my memory is concerned, that period of infancy is on a par with the time I spent in my mother's womb. And if I was even conceived in iniquity, and with sin and my mother nourished me in her womb, where, I beg you, my God, where was I, your servant, ever innocent? Where, Lord, and when? So I will leave that period aside. What does it matter to me now, since it has vanished without trace from my memory?